The Secret Connection Between Malami and Extraordinary Rendition by Aloy Ijimako. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. And there, dear readers, is how much Attorney General Malami loved extradition and hated extraordinary rendition until 19th June 2021. Back in the day when I was in law school in America, one of my favorite professors used to repeatedly tell us that there is a fine line between good legal research and investigative journalism. He told us that one day we will find it useful as legal practitioners to remove the garb of a lawyer and adorn that of an investigative journalist, and that it might pay off. Recently, I remembered the erudite professor and decided to indulge myself in a little bit of investigative journalism of the internet kind, and my topic of interest was, you guessed it, extraordinary rendition, the abominable legal concept that is currently generating quantum public interest in Nigeria. On a hunch, I zeroed in on an official Nigeria. In due course, my hunch paid off. In particular, I discovered that Nigeria's chief law officer, Attorney General Abubakar Malami's son, has long had a secret connection with extraordinary rendition in more ways than one. Below are the details. In 2016, the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime published a scholarly project document in a 691-page colorful compendium titled Cases and Materials on Extradition in Nigeria. The highly celebrated publication was accomplished with the assistance of the European Union, the Federal High Court, and several lawyers of the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. The highly collaborative project comprised of learned jurists who pivoted on extradition and its garden varieties, including particularly extraordinary rendition, which the companion discussed with evident disapproval. Attorney General of the Federation Malami, who endorsed the project, wrote in the foreword to the published compendium that the compendium consists of constitutional provisions, legislations, subsidiary legislation, judicial pronouncements, treaties, and other international instruments on extradition as they relate to Nigeria. This is how Malami's negative connection with extraordinary rendition started. But this is a tip of the iceberg. The iceberg lies in the introduction of a compendium, which I shall hereunder reproduce verbatim. Now read on. It is easy to confuse extradition with rendition. Rendition is a general term for all procedures, including extradition, for returning unwanted persons or aliens, generally from a state. Unlawful or irregular forms of returning persons, wanted for trial or punishment, including abduction, and the so-called extraordinary rendition. Extraordinary rendition is a government-sponsored arrest, kidnap, and abductions of persons wanted, accused, or convicted of a criminal offense, either to the state who sponsored the arrest, kidnap, or abduction, or to a willing third-party state. Extraordinary rendition denies a person of a right to challenge his transfer to the requesting or receiving state. It involves the violation of the principles of international law, especially where a person's transfer is subjected to torture or sham criminal charges or trials. The Diko Affair of 1984 is an example of an attempt at unlawful rendition. After a coup d'etat in 1983, the federal military government of Nigeria requested the British government to surrender Umar Diko, a former minister alleged to have been involved in corrupt practices. Before the British government responded to the request, an intelligence officer from the Nigerian security forces with 3 Israeli nationals abducted Mr. Diko and attempted to cargo him to Nigeria in a crate. This attempt was foiled by the British security apparatus. The abductors were jailed and the relationship between Nigeria and Britain became strained. Even though not successful, it was an attempt by Nigeria to go against the international norms in expressing its political will. In concluding his foreword to the compendium, Malami stated that it is a very good resource material on extradition, and it is therefore my pleasure to recommend the cases and materials on extradition in Nigeria to all and sundry for use in identifying the position of extradition law in Nigeria. Malami did not stop there. He underscored his abiding commitment to the due process of extradition as opposed to the illegality and abomination of extraordinary rendition by deploying some of the finest lawyers in the Federal Ministry of Justice, his office, to the project. Not done, Malami went on to profusely thank the United Nations for its technical support to the Federal Ministry of Justice for the reviews of laws, development of policy instruments, and capacity building for the staff of the ministry in extradition law-related areas. And dear readers, is how much Attorney General Malami loved extradition and hated extraordinary rendition until 19th June 2021. Think about it. Well, you cannot compromise yourself or contradict yourself. That is why it is said it is better, a good name is better than all the riches. Now you cannot go on, you keep saying or preaching one thing, and all of a sudden, because you want to prove a point which, if proven at the end of the day, it is only going to be a group of persons. And it is very sad that this is coming from the Federal of the Republic Attorney General's lawyer, a son for that matter. It is very sad, very, very sad that, you say this particular thing is bad. You say it is bad, then turn all of a sudden to say it is good. And people, okay, what exactly, is it bad or good? You leave your words being questioned, and not just words, your integrity now, because you even hold an office that is so delicate. Everything you do is being watched. Everything. You are supposed to know better. So the belief before you come out and you say some certain things, or you throw yourself behind some issues, you have meant to have done your background checks as a lawyer, not just a lawyer now, as the Attorney General of the Federation. But instead, some statements are being made on just assumptions. And even when investigations are yet to be concluded, you come out and make those statements, and people begin to wonder what is really going on. If you're really, really a lawyer, you're a lawyer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you're not meant to defend any person against the country. You're not meant to do that. You're meant to carry out your duties. You're given an office. The office is not personal. It is public. You're not meant to defend someone. You're meant to defend all Nigerians and its citizens and the nation at large. But alas, what do we see today? It is sad indeed. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.